Hello guys, welcome back. Now in this session we are going to look into another type of correlation plot, that is correlogram, which is also known as heat map. So guys, correlogram or say heat map is one of the powerful tool for data visualization. If you want to visualize the relationship between two or more variables with the help of this plot, you can easily identify how does one variable change with respect to the another variable. So now let's look into the plot, how the plot will look like, and then we will design the same plot. So let's jump into the diagram. So guys, this is the plot we are going to draw now. So if you look into this plot closely, then you will find that we have all the variables over here in the y-axis as well as in the x-axis, and against each variable it is giving us the correlation value. Let me increase the size, and you will find that if you are comparing MPG with MPG, over here we are having MPG, then that means you are comparing the same variable, so it is the strength is 1. Same if MPG is compared with the cylinder, then you will find that it is very much strongly correlated in the negative side. That means if our cylinder size is having more, then our car is consuming very less fuel. Same way, if you compare MPG with displacement, then you will find that this is also very much strongly correlated, and the negative value represent that whenever if our displacement value is high, then fuel consumption, that is mile per gallon fuel, it is consuming very less amount of fuel by the car. So now you can imagine with a single plot you can easily identify what are the important variable for you, so that you can consider it for predictive modeling. That is the next step after data analysis. So it is really very powerful if you want to identify the relationship between your variables, and you will find that all these values are the continuous values. So guys, this is about the output which we want to achieve with this particular plot. But how do we can achieve this output? So now let's look into that. But prior to that, let's understand which data set we are going to use for this particular example. So guys, for this session we are going to use another variation of MPG dataset, that is mtcars.csv, and which resides at this location. This is my course repository, learn data analysis from scratch. Within that we are having a data folder, and within that we are having mtcars.csv, and this CSV contains these number of variables, and most of the variables are continuous value. Only two variables is the categorical variable, and we are doing the correlation data visualization, so we are going to use continuous variables. So guys, let's move to the Jupyter notebook, and we will perform the same steps which we have been following from the earlier session. So for that I'm going to grab this link, the raw link, so that I will grab the data set into data frame. So copy it. Now go to the Jupyter notebook. So we are into the Jupyter notebook, and here we are also having the same steps which we have been following. First step I already copy and pasted. Now the second step, let's select this one and press B, and over here let's create a data frame with the help of pd.read_csv, and here we will specify the link. So now do shift enter. Let's look into the data. So here you should specify data frame, and you will find that we got all the data from the CSV and it become data frame now. So guys, let's prepare the data next step, and this time I am going to calculate the correlation. So how do you calculate the correlation between the variables? So there is a method available within pandas which will calculate all the correlation from each of the variables. So we need to specify that, and it will pick only the continuous variable. So you should specify df.core and do shift enter. But prior to that, let's print it as well so that we can see the output. Shift enter, and you will find that it has given the same information how we have seen in our correlogram or heat map diagram which I have shown you. And here you will find that it has given us this table where it has picked all the continuous variable, and it has calculated the correlation between each of those variables. Now we have prepared the data. Now let's proceed further and prepare our plot. So to draw the plot, the first step, you can tell me, yes, it is right, we need to draw the figure first. So we need to tell that plot.figure, and here you need to specify the size of the figure, and we are going to specify 16:10. You can keep it as a standard size, and DPI equal to 80. So we need to specify 80 over here. Now to draw the correlogram, we are going to use Seaborn Heatmap plot. So you can write sns.heatmap, and here we need to specify this data frame, that is core over here, and after that you need to specify what x tick level you want to keep. So you should tell that x tick levels, and you want to keep the columns of this particular data frame. So you will tell that core dot columns, and now in y tick level I am going to keep the same thing. So copy paste it so that we will save the writing time, and over here you need to specify y, and again this is going to contain the same information. There is a color map which I have already shown you, so you can use it. So another variation of color map, we can keep it over here. We have variety of color map, so you should mention over here first. We will look into RDYLGN. This is one of the color map you can use. So it will give the combination of yellow, red, green, all these combinations. So you can also specify center equal to 0, annotation I want true. So this is about the plotting the correlation data. Now the next step, let's decorate it. I want title, so let's provide the title. You can specify the name of the title, Correlogram or say heat map of empty cars. Next, I want the size of my tick should be little small, so I will tell that plot x tick, and the font size equal to small. If you remember, small is the constant which we have created over here. So I am specifying that. Now let's write for y as well. Plot y ticks and the font size equal to small. You can write plot dot show. Now grab it and paste it over here so that we can run it together. Fifth step, I am doing it separately because I wanted to show you that at last we need to decorate it, so that you should know about this step, but at last we need to run it together. So we are ready now. So let's run it. Shift enter, and then you will find that we got a beautiful graph, and over here you will find all the various combination of correlation information which we have already discussed. Now here you can specify various types of color scheme. For example, if you want to change some color scheme, you can specify BU, PU. There is another color scheme. If you do shift enter, then you will find that this is another color scheme, but this color scheme is not very intuitive compared to earlier one. So let's replace with the earlier one, Control Z, and do shift enter. Then you will find that this will give you more information compared to the earlier color combination. So this is what I wanted to demonstrate you in this session. So on this note, I am stopping over here. In the next session, we are going to learn about pairwise plot. This is again another variety of correlation plot which will help us to identify the relationship between various variables. So on this note, I am stopping over here. See you in the next session. Till then, bye bye. Take care.